All right. So, where do you want to start first today?
Sorry, say again.
Where do you want to start today?
Indexes, but yeah, just want to understand what's going on.
Yeah, we can look at indexes. It sounds like, what do you call they're not too bad. Like, from the index standpoint, most people are saying it's been pulling back pretty. This is a weekly chart. You see, like how last week it was so strong, and this
You are not
week.
showing your screen.
Oh, sorry. Yeah, sorry.
Yeah, no worries.
Very quick here. Yeah. Can you see it?
Yeah.
Yeah. So last week we had a really strong week, and then this week, we know Nasdaq is pulling back, and but in general, you can see S&P is really strong. It's like barely moved, right? And the range is really small. So that's a very good sign. Like if we go to daily, you see it pulls back to basically, like it didn't even touch the 10-week line, which is the green line. And then it bounces on Friday, right? And then we go to Nasdaq. Pretty sure it's similar. Okay, so Nasdaq went down below the 10-day, but then it closed above it on Friday, right? So so that's a really good sign, and then if we go to weekly chart here, again, we had a really strong week, last week, and then this week we kind of pull back a little bit, but in terms of range, it's kind of more in the upper half. So again, very good sign. This is like the fourth week now since this bottom here, since March 17 bottom. So overall, it looks pretty good from an index standpoint. That's what people have been saying. Dow, okay, Dow. You see, Dow actually is a up week for them, so that's also another good sign. Yeah, Dow is the strongest this week. Like I was really surprised, and you can see here it didn't even make a low on Thursday.
It was lagging.
Sorry?
It was lagging, but now it took over, right?
Yeah, like you can see even this trend, right? Like it's really sloping really strong, right? You can see the green line here is sloping like this, that is really strong. So so it's looking pretty good. And then we have Russell, and so Russell is still the weakest, I believe. And you see Russell actually have a down week. Like, it's not a new low, because the low was made 3 weeks ago. But this week, it didn't make a new low either this week, but it's near the bottom of the range, right? So it's giving back some of the gains from the last 2 weeks. And it's below the moving average. So here we had it, bounce above, and then it kind of went back down now, right? Which is not good. Like I was hoping it would find support around like near this level, but you can see it clearly went below it. So the small caps are not doing that well like this last week, right? It's definitely still very challenging. You can see this is the blue line here is the what you call the relative strength, and it's like performing so much weaker, compared to S&P, right? And the slope is pretty strong. Like this is not good. So I don't know. Like it's actually pretty scary. For Russell, right? So the big picture is hey, the Dow, the S&P, even Nasdaq in general are doing okay. But then Russell, which is usually like, you know, if it's a bull market, usually Russell will lead. But it's not leading right now. So, you know, you can see, you know, if you look at the bigger picture, it's not that far from a new low, right? So that's the scary part. But it's been holding up. Like, you know, it hasn't, you know, it has fallen a lot, but it hasn't done too bad, like, you know, considerably in the last few weeks. Like, it didn't make a new low, right? So, you know, okay. So that's in general, like, you know, again, we're still seeing a strong divergence between NASDAQ and Russell. If we go to, let me go to, let me see. I'm trying to find the equal weight, but I always forget the symbol. Let me see. Where is it? You have it in here? Let me pull this up. Sectors. Index. Yeah, we'll look at some of this in a second. Indexes. I'm trying to find the equal weight. Let me see if I can find it. Okay, S&P 500. Yeah. Let me search for equal. No, nothing pop up. Let me see if I have it in my notes. Cause like, you know, one thing that people have been talking about is like, if you look at equal weight S&P, it might be more significant. But let me Google this, see what the symbol is. I forgot. Equal weight S&P. Shit, it doesn't say. PFEW. What is the symbol for that? Let me just be fun ticker. RSP, yeah, there you go. RSP. I always forget this because it's not intuitive to me. That's the symbol. Okay, so RSP, there you go. Okay, let me so you see, we are under 50-day moving average. Okay, so it's holding up in the short term 10-day moving average right now, but it looks pretty weak, right? You know, like even Friday's bounce, it looks pretty weak, you know. If we go back to S&P, yeah, see, this one is above 50-day and it's above 10-day, right? It's pretty much above all the moving average. But if we go to equal weight again, this is a much weaker picture, you know. It's sloping down 50-day. It is above 10-day, but like I say, Friday's bounce was so weak. I don't know why. So it's like such a mixed picture, you know what I'm trying to say?
Yeah.
And let me find the NASDAQ one, because NASDAQ one is same idea, I think. NASDAQ. Equal weight index. QQEW. Yeah, see, this one, it bounced, but again, it didn't make a new high, right, compared to Thursday. If I go back to NASDAQ, see, it made a new high, right, on Friday compared to Thursday. So again, this is kind of weird. Basically, it's when we compare equal weight, it means that every stock is the same weighting, and therefore, when this is actually because this is weighted, it means that the bigger caps are leading, right? Again, same story, right? Just like what Russell is doing, it's the weakest because it's the smallest cap, and then the large caps are doing a lot better. So that's the theme right now. Large caps, seems like investors are really comfortable with large caps and not so much with smaller caps. Does that make sense?
Yeah.
So that's the trend right now. So I don't know how long this trend will be, but it has been like that for a while now, like for the last few weeks or month. So yeah, so I don't know, like if we go back to Russell, like this just looks ugly. Like I don't know what to say, you know. So it's super ugly, right? It's been this resistance line right there, you know, bounce off it and come back down really hard. You know, this is the last, you know, failure, right? It fails here and then it drops so hard, and then now it fell again. I don't know if it's gonna drop so hard again. I don't know, but like the smaller caps are just getting knocked out right now. I don't know why. So, you know, so that's the story behind the index right now. Yeah. Any questions about this? Anything? What else you want to look at beside the index?
We can also look at macro, because that's what I'm basically, I don't know, I'm getting confused here.
Yeah, like fear. You see, like right now, it's a lot of people are more bullish, you know. You know, so that's the reason. Like, you know, a little bit more. You know, I don't know. Like, you know, you can see it went up pretty fast in the last month, you know, and now it's just starting to pull back, right? On at least on this index here, fear and greed. So people are still pretty greedy right now. So I'm a little bit leery of that because, you know, there's way more people bullish than bearish. You know, will this fall? We'll see. Like, so we have unemployment data came out, right, and it's stronger than expected, which is not good for the Fed.
Yes.
So we'll see how market react to that, because you know, right now the futures show a little bit green, which is interesting. I think this is it, right? Let me just refresh. Yeah, I think on Friday it was like green. So today is not open, and then it will open.
But Friday was off, right? This was a short trading week.
Yeah. But the futures were open on Friday, so it wasn't reacting negatively, which is rare. I thought it was gonna go down for sure, but it didn't. But you know, the true numbers won't really show until like probably tomorrow evening, right, when Asian market opens. So we'll see. It's hard to say. If the market doesn't react to it, it'll be good news. But if it does, then yeah, it'll be bad. But yeah, the numbers are not are so strong. Again, job numbers are a lagging indicator. So right now everyone's saying, hey, Fed's gonna raise another quarter point, right? Let me go to the Fed Watch 2 here, CME Fed Watch 2, and then we will see. Yeah, see, market is pricing in. This percentage is higher now because of the jobs report. Because I think before the job report it was a little bit above 50, but now it's like, yeah. So now you can see the future price in the high for sure. So, yeah. So the Fed is gonna, raise a quarter point in early May, and then, so everyone is hoping they will pivot, right? Like in the sense of like, hey, we're gonna stop now. But with this job report, I don't know if they will. And then, but again, this is a lagging indicator. So everyone will be watching for the Wednesday CPI report. We'll see, what, again, that's the key number, right, for the Fed to say, hey, we are fighting inflation, and is it going to come down? So that's the key number. So I think the market might not make any move until this number comes out. Every single time, right? It's like the market moves big on the CPI data. So, so they're very consistent. The CPI data and the Fed data, right? Those two, market has been reacting either way every single time for either of those things. So yeah, I would like, you know, if the market does run up to this, I'm just saying because Friday it bounced, right? So if it does continue that trend, then it could do that, like, because we had a hard 3-day sell off, so we could see, you know, Monday, Tuesday bounce, and then Wednesday it'll be like wait until the CPI data in the morning and then see. I don't know, because it seems like every time we lead into a day like the CPI day, market usually does the opposite based on recent action. So like just like right now, like, you know, market has been selling off this week, but then because people are so fearful of the CPI, so no one's gonna buy in, but then the market rally, right? Until that day, and then they'll see what happened that day, you know. So that's my expectation. It will bounce on Monday, Tuesday, and then we'll see what happens on Wednesday, right? At least that's what I hope anyway. Yeah, that's pretty much in terms of macro. Yeah. Anything else you want to look at that we didn't talk about for macro? Okay, let's look at the treasury yield for a second. I think it's still not like, you know, so this is the spread between 2 and 10. You can see it's kind of pretty much how do you say, like the spread is now a lot less and it's stabilizing, right? So market is, you know, and this is part of why the market pulled back this way, is there's lots of recession fear now, and you know, and so this yield is telling the story. It's basically saying, hey, it's coming, right? And so we make a new low right here on Thursday, and then Friday, look at that bounce. It's so weak, right? So this trend is definitely, like, you know, looking like this right now. So if you continue to go down, and some people say it'll probably hit around 3%. That's what people are aiming for right now. Before it might either stabilize for a bit. So that's what. So this is basically saying, hey, the yield has to come back down to 3, and hopefully inflation will come down. That's so this is now more tied to recession than inflation now. So yeah, it'll come down to 3 because, you know, of the recession fears that's gonna happen. Then the question is like, okay, if inflation comes down, right, then it's good. It's good because then that means, like, you know, consumers are not facing double whammy, right? Like recession and also inflation, right? So that's the part I think people are not sure, because they want Fed to stop raising rate. That's, you know, most countries now are almost done raising rates, right? Australia this week announced they stopped raising rate, which was a surprise. So more and more countries are stopping, right? So Fed, it's almost funny, like this time, like Fed seems to be the last one to want to keep raising rate. So and then if they raise in May again, like again, people are going to anticipate what is next after May, right? What is the Fed going to say? And that will depend highly on the CPI data. The job numbers is still lagging, it's still not showing deterioration, which sucks. But everyone knows that, right? But the CPI data is more, less of, you know, it's still lagging, but it's not as bad compared to job. So, you know, so that one, because it's been a year now, right? Last March was the time when Fed raised rates. So now, 1 year later, hey, you know what? A lot of economic numbers are starting to, you know, look pretty bad now. And so you know, so we go look at GDP estimate from Atlanta Fed, and we can see, right? This is you know, I text you this, right? Like, look at this sharp drop in the last 2 weeks. Right? It was like 3.5% almost GDP. And look at now, it's 1.5%, you know, and it's still dropping. So as data comes in, it's gonna get reflected here what the estimate for the GDP is this coming quarter, April to June, and we just started April. Today it's 8. I can't believe how fast this is dropping. So people were saying, oh, how is that possible? How do we go from 3% to negative GDP? Well, it's happening right now. We're not negative yet, but it could happen, you know, like if it continues, if the economic numbers come in and things are still, you know, continue to deteriorate, right? And then the only thing left after we turn negative GDP will be just the job numbers. Again, that's a lagging indicator. I saw on Twitter this morning that McDonald's is planning a layoff, and that's not good because, you know, McDonald's are supposed to be recession proof. And if they start, you know, if they usually when they start laying off, that's a big sign of recession. Yeah. Yeah, I think you know, I think people know now recession is here. The question is, how is the market going to react, right? And so, you know, and we're seeing all the big caps, you know, doing really well, which is kind of, you know, like, I mean, not just tech, right? Like even healthcare right now is doing really, really well. But look at Microsoft, make a new high on Friday, right? Look at that. Like these big caps are like look at Google, look at it, make a new high. Look at that, right? It's like this is happening, like, you know. Let me see, Meta. I'm not sure about Meta, but I know. Let's see, Meta. Yeah, almost near new high. Almost. I think it did. It did make a new high. So, Apple. Let's see. Apple didn't, but it's pretty near new high. Amazon didn't. So those are the weaker ones. NVDA. Okay, so NVIDIA did it. Like, so this one is the chip sector. We can talk more about the chip. The chip's pulling back really strong this week, right? So, I'm pretty sure these two pullbacks, back-to-back pullbacks, probably shake out a lot of people, in the chip sector. We go to SMH. Yeah, look at this is a very sharp pullback. Like two times in a row, I think a lot of people got shaken out. So again, Friday was pretty weak bounce. So that's the scary part. Whether this turns into a bigger base, I don't know. It could. It really depends if there's any bad news coming out. I know, I think it was TSM, Taiwan Semiconductor. It will be reporting. Nope, maybe not this guy. Was it this guy? I can't remember. There's a chip company reporting this week. Oh, maybe it's STM. You see, I can't remember. I always get those two mixed up. Nope, this one's April 27th. So I don't remember which chip companies are reporting this week. There's one. So we'll see what that looks like. And then we have Tesla, which is probably the weakest one of all the big cap techs right now. It's like really sharp downtrend, and then we know what happened. The delivery numbers were worse than expected. I also heard their price in China has been cut in almost half or something, just to compete with other Chinese manufacturers. And also they're not just Tesla, like all the companies there are not doing well with their sales. So you know, that's not good for Tesla in China right now. In US, you know, I think they're contemplating, you know, cutting more prices again. It's insane. Like, I don't know, you know, if they can, like, right now it's below 50-day, like 2 days in a row now, so that's not good, right? It's you know, it's falling back, you know. I see this long-term trend line I have here. So if we fall below that trend line, we could see a very steep drop, because that's the last big support level. So the last time it fell below it, and then it bounced back. So we'll see. And then also this low here, right? This low from you know, 3.5, 4 weeks ago. If it breaks that low, then yeah, then it's trouble for sure for Tesla. And like I say, I just don't understand. You know, for me, I'm pretty bearish on Tesla. If I'm not bull on the market, I would be shorting this right now. But I don't like to short when I feel like the market is in a bull trend. You know, but yeah. So that's Tesla. Did I miss any big cap tech? That's it.
Let's look at Apple.
Apple, okay. Yeah, just look. The trend is looking good on the weekly chart. I don't know too much about their prospects. But yeah, it's looking pretty good. Like you see this week, it didn't really move much, which is just digesting the previous week's gains. Yeah.
Very less volume.
Sorry?
Very less volume.
Yeah. Volume has been drying up. Yeah. Like that's pretty low. So that's a really good sign. Yeah. Yeah. Anything else you want to look at?
No, so what's the theme right now? What's in basically flight to safety? That's what it's going on.
Right. So I have my accumulation screen here. So mining is still doing really well. Like let's see, like I own OR. Let me look at OR. It's a smaller cap stock. And the only reason I own this is because it has positive earnings. Most mining stocks have negative earnings, right? So look at Thursday, Friday. Like that's pretty strong looking chart, right? It's it's not giving back much. Like it didn't even make a new low. Like let me see, this low here is 1621. Yeah, it didn't even make a new low. 2 days down, but it didn't make a new low. That's impressive actually. Like yeah, I should set a buy point here. If it bounced back on Monday, I might add more. This is 1680. Yeah, we'll see. You know, the whole gold theme is very obvious now. You know what I'm saying? Like everyone talking about it, right? So I'm very like I feel like, you know, when everyone talks about it, it might be near the end, you know. So but I don't know, like here, see this is gold, GLD gold, right? And so we broke out right here, and then we test this 10-day a few times since we broke out 1, 2, and then it's just riding here, and then boom, new high. And then now it's pulling back Thursday and Friday. But you can see, right, 1 day of strong gains and then 2 days of smaller losses, right? So that's a sign that it wants to go up higher, you know? But you never know, right? Like I don't know. Like the job numbers are, I don't know if the job numbers will move the market. I don't think so, but we'll see. The gold stocks are strong right now. So I would never fight the trend because it's probably the most obvious trend right now. And unfortunately, I don't have many gold stocks. I wish I did. So, and again, the only reason I didn't jump into that theme is because it's really for a trade, right? It's not for long term, because all the earnings are negative, you know. It's not like oh they're making tons of money. This is a short term momentum trade. Where's my picture? Right here. So there's lots of stocks here, like, you know, yeah, WPM. That's one that Jim will portfolio. Yeah, so this, you know, broke out. Yeah, see, all the charts look the same. See, Thursday, Friday didn't make a new low. So it's probably time to add if the trend can continue, right? But yeah, I'm not investing too much in gold right now because I don't know. I just don't feel like for gold to keep going higher. I feel like it has to have something really bad happen. For example, one thing could be maybe inflation will stick around longer than everyone expected. And if that's true, then gold will keep going. You know, but that's bad for the general market, right? So I don't want to bet against, you know, that. But I mean, like I said, large cap is one theme, gold is another theme. we go back to this chart here, you will see more medical groups now, right? So health here, right? So health is starting to creep up. Look, health, right? And let me just pull out some names here. Let's see if there's anything I own here. So biotech, I don't own any of this here. This one is diversified. Okay, AZN. Johnson & Johnson. A lot of people talk about this. Lilly. These are the big caps. So J&J jumped a lot. I don't even know, like, was there news or anything? I can't remember. Like, this was
Yeah, there was they wanted to like there that lawsuit on talcum powder, right?
Oh yeah.
They offered, I think, 9 million or 10 million or something. I was watching J&J. It was like 150-ish for a few days. Then suddenly it bounced like crazy.
Yeah. Lilly. See this one. Look at this uptrend. They're like super strong, right? Like you go back to a J&J. Like I don't know. It's getting too obvious now. So I feel like there might be a pullback coming. Just it's super strong. Like for this last week, like they all make lots of gains. So I feel like it might pull back soon. AZN. Yeah, look at this slope. This is a pretty crazy slope. So this guy is trying to break out right now. Yeah. And then ELV, UNH is reporting this coming Friday. So that'll be, yeah. See, look at this slope. It's crazy, man. So April 14th, this Friday. GRS. Okay. Yeah. So that's the health sector. There's put a lot of stocks, right? I think MGen, a lot of people follow MGen. Look at that, right? Regeneron. This one is already breaking out. This is definitely a growth stock. It's not very strong though. Let me see. Yeah, it's kind of down. I don't know if they turned around that. Let me search here. Oops. It's not growing very fast, 3%. So yeah, it's not growing very fast. All right. So yeah, so that I own I only own 2 stocks in health. So actually 3. So I own Lantiers. So this one is doing okay. It's holding up pretty strong, right? This is a super growth stock. You can see all the earnings, right? It sells. The other one is Shortwave. So this one is starting to come up. And same thing. This guy has lots of earnings and sales. And CPRX, I think that's a smaller. Yeah, smaller, 1.8 billion. So same thing. So all this, pretty much the whole health sector is moving right now. So this one also has strong earnings. So, and this one is now above 50 days. So that looks promising. So all these stocks are building the right side of the base, right? So we'll see whether they'll, like, how long this will last. But it's been like a few weeks now since they're coming up, right? Yeah, I think health is, beside the large cap techs, the health in general, like not just the large cap ones, like a lot of them are doing really well. Like look at this is a small cap. So that's one area that I feel like, maybe I'll try to find more stocks in that area because I feel like they're really strong right now. So that's health. Food package, like I didn't pay attention, but LW reported, and let me just jump to it. Yeah, it kind of like make a new high this week because of the earnings, and it has really good earnings too. So look at this, right? And look at that volume. So yeah, I kind of missed this on the breakout, but I might consider it in the future now because it just broke out on a long like this is a long base. Like even this base is more like what they call ascending base. Like it keep making a higher low, right? Yeah, but Friday, lots of people. Even Thursday, the volume was high. Interesting. But Friday was when they reported, and you know, it made a big jump. So
Wow.
so yeah, you know, this is starting to grow 15 billion. So it's probably not your. I mean, you look at this chart. It's not like super slow either, right? Like it's nice, but it is quite volatile though. So, but yeah, but it's not a you know, super fast grower. Like, I mean, it took almost 2 years to go up from, you know, 50 to 100, right? So, you know, so that's why I don't know. I don't know if we'll play that one. It's kind of a little bit more choppy than I wanted. Enterprise. Yeah, surprise enterprise software. Some of them bounce. Let's look at some AI stocks right now. So we see some bounce. Close in the middle of the range. It's below 50-day. I really can't play this because it's just I can't even read this chart, man. It's so small, right? And you know, when it moves big, like, you know, 2 days kind of thing, right? You see? So you pretty much playing really short term. Like this is even this one, right? 1 day, 2 day, and then big drop, and then here again, 1 day, 2 day. So, you know, if you play this, it's kind of like just waiting for those 2 days to move, right? And then you have to sell. It's just too many people trading this stock now. It's not even, you know, it's not institutions, right? These are just people trading it. And go to C3 AI, probably the same thing, right? Like this one looks a lot better. Like at least you have, like, you know, 5-6 days of run. Here's another, you know, just 1 day again. You know, here you have like a few days, 3 days. You know, but basically it's hard to hold, right? Because, you know, these are volatile stocks, like, you know. So, you know, I like if like I say, if you want to hold for longer term AI stuff, really there's not much option. Microsoft, NVDA, that's what everyone says, right? So that's why those two stocks is just continue to make new high. You look at this. This is nuts. 3 days of down days, and all it takes is 1 day to break out of that, right? This is power. This is like, you know, it took 3 days to sell and then 1 day to break a new high. Like, that's crazy. It's like exactly what you want in an uptrend. You know, I know NVIDIA, you know, pull back and it bounces slow, but hey, you know, it has done it many times now, you know.
Yeah.
So as soon as you go above 10-day again, I would say, you know, if you want to own this, it's a good time to own it. So, because that's the thing, there's not many options to buy any AI direct stocks right now. Really, you know. Microsoft and NVIDIA is like the pure play in terms of the most opportunity, you know, that they can capture is those two. Everyone else is just kind of like a smaller play, right? These two guys have the resource and power to really scale out, you know, from an AI perspective. So, yeah. Let me see anything else here. I think that's that AI. Now people talking about now. Okay, let me go now. Yeah, like I mean, some of the enterprise software is doing okay. You see, this is building a nice base right now, right? Obviously, this is an older name, but it's a big enterprise software, 90 billion, like nice base. So this reminds me, we're gonna start talking about stage 2 again. So we you know, we have this like downtrend, right? And then we have this stage 1, and then now we starting to climb stage 2. So as soon as this breaks out, stage 2 officially begins. So, and we're seeing more and more stocks in stage, like going into stage 2 or transitioning to stage 2. So to me, right, this is the bull market that's starting, right? So this is the how you say the proof or evidence that so we go to Salesforce. Look at this guy, right? Big downtrend, right? Stage 1, and then look at this consolidation. It's like it's so strong. It's just so strong. Well, it's because of the earnings, right? Otherwise, I think it will have consolidated a little bit longer. But the earnings just look at the strongest volume. Look at that, right? So people are getting back in, and look at this slope is strong, like crazy strong, on the 50-day. And look at these numbers, right? It's starting to turn, right? So, right? So software enterprise, not all of them are doing that strong, but a lot of them are turning, and this two, like Salesforce, I feel like this is the leader right now in that group. So it pulled back this week though, just so you know. But it's normal, right, for it to pull back. So, but the trend, so it bounced off 21-day right here on Friday. So we'll see what happens next week. But that's the thing, right? If you're looking at stocks and for me, I always say, like, I follow Charles Harris method, which is like buy on pullback rather than buy on breakout. I like that because you almost like, that's the least risk. If you're wrong, you're wrong. If this break, let's say let's say Monday it turned up and you make a new high and you buy, well, your risk is the low of this Friday, which is not far away. Like your risk is like literally less than 2%. You know what I'm saying? Right? And if it breaks below 21, hey, I'm out. It's that simple, right? So the risk is so low, but your reward potential is so high. You know what I'm saying? And so if you don't buy on pullback, like you can buy on breakout. Every time you make a new high, you buy on that. But then you always run the risk of pulling back, right? So then you have to sit through that pullback. But when you pullback already happened, just buy it. Like if you like it, just buy it. Like I know there's always that fear, or what if it drop more? Well, at least then you have to create your stop loss, right? And your, like I said, the risk level is much lower. So now I'm not saying go buy it right now, but you have to wait until it kind of break back above 10-day and make a higher high, right? So before I jump to that one, but let me see what else there here. PSN, it showed up on my screen a few times. This is a customer support enterprise software, right? Let me see. It doesn't say that here. Parsons. Oh, maybe I'm confused. No, this is a different one. Defense, intelligence, and critical infrastructure. Okay. Yeah, I can't remember if this is the one. Because there was one that deal with customer support. Oh no, that one's live person. I think that's a different symbol. But this one, not that good looking. Yeah. No, we'll skip this one. Okay. Database. There's a couple here. I don't follow those. Electronics. I haven't seen this group in a while. Let me just bring it up and see if anything. Like those are smaller cap stuff. Okay, so this is Turtle Beach. I think they make they make some video game console. Interesting. Sono Electronic. Okay. Yeah, don't look too good right now. Okay, so yeah, so this is not like I said, this week growth stocks, a lot of leading stocks not doing too well except for the big caps. And let me just bring this one screen here so you can see what's happening. We have market correction, and then we had this one day that turned up, and now we have in confirmed uptrend. We had one distribution day so far on Thursday this week. And what was the headline here? Bad day for bulls. And all of a sudden, where did the buyers go? Like, no one's buying. And you can see like the accumulation. This is accumulation, this is distribution. So net distribution, there's way more distribution than accumulation this week. The groups as well are suffering. And if you look at breakdown by each sector, you can see a little, like, health is picking up, right? This is net accumulation. So there's 23 more stocks being accumulated. And commodities was doing well in the beginning of the week, and then it kind of, at least for energy, right? They kind of, it's okay Thursday, and then Friday drop. So let's just jump to XLE. So here you go, right? It bounced on Monday, and it has fallen back since, which is not good, right? So Monday was a big day up, but it's riding this 50 days, so it could be just a small pullback, right? Because here's the actual before Monday, and it's still way above this gap, right? So it has given back only half in 3 days of drop or pullback. So that's pretty good, actually, you know. So energy stocks, who knows? It can continue. Look at this double bottom base here right now forming, and if it continues to hold, then we will see a handle form here, and if it breaks above this handle, then it will continue, right? So yeah, I think energy stocks is worth monitoring. So here's the thing, right? If we are truly in a bull cycle, we should start seeing tax moving, consumer, especially consumer discretionary. We should start seeing that move. Let me bring up the. Let me bring up the sectors. Okay. This here. We go to 2023. Okay, here we go. So the general trend is pretty good. You can see most of them are on the upslope, right? Again, XLC, XLK at the top. So communication 22%, technology 19%, consumer discretionary, XLY. This one has fallen. You see that right here? Right? So this one is doing worse than, these two, like, but it's still number 3. But it has give back a lot the last 2 weeks. Or last week and a half. But it's still in third place. And number 4, oh no, this is growth. This is just saying growth versus value, 9 versus 4%. Yeah, like, you see, everything else is almost negative. Like, this is 2%. I think this is XLB is materials. Yeah, materials. And then XRT retail XXRT. So you see, all these are not doing so well right here. Like, they're kind of more flat. It has recovered. Some of them have recovered because you see this downtrend, right? All this downtrend here, and then the move going up. So this is since about March, like probably March 17 or something. That was the low. So in the last 3 weeks, like XLC, XLK outperformed. XLY it was outperforming, and then it gave back now. IVW. Okay, so that's the growth, right? So growth stocks are still leading in general, right? So I still feel comfortable with the growth area, but so XLK also giving back a little bit, right? So that's the technology, but XLC, holy, this thing is still going up. Look at that, right? It's still going up. So that's a really strong area right now, and that's where Meta is, right? So yeah, I really not sure. Like, Meta, is a lot. Again, same thing here, right? Just like Microsoft, one day pullback, second morning pullback, and then when it bounced, it closed like pretty much at a new high. So those are strength, you know, people are buying. So, and then you can see like the pullback in volume is really low. So yeah, but I don't understand Meta's future growth prospect, and I also don't hear many people talk about it. So I don't know. Other than cost cutting, I don't know how else they're going. But it's definitely like the technical strength is very strong. Like you see, this is the 197 high, around 200, let's say, right, even number. Now it's just slowly moving up, you know. So okay, but yeah, it is the leading sector right now, XLC, and health. I just want to see where health is. So health is right here. XLV. It's too hard to read, but yeah, but it is moving up here. So if we go from, let's say, the low, let me try this another way. Let me just bring up XLV, and we go from this low here. I think it's the 17th. I'm pretty sure. Okay, no, March. Okay, March 14th. Okay, let's go March 14th. So March 14th. Let's try from that day and see who's the leader. Oops. Okay. Okay, so everything is pretty much up. So com is number 1, technology number 2, utilities number 3, health number 4. Okay, no, well, it's 5.6, so this is number 3. So yeah, XLV is number 3 now. So it's coming up, yeah. So yeah, utilities, interesting. Utilities also coming up, and consumer staples. So those are defensive, right? So XLP, XLU. Where's REIT? REIT is XLRE. Okay, that is not as strong, probably because people are worried about commercial real estate. Yeah. So those two are coming up. Where's financial? Financial is negative still, obviously. Energy is 4%, so it's okay. So definitely more positive now since in the last 3 weeks, right? So like I said, in the bull market, we should see most of this go up, right? So it's starting to happen. We'll see. So yeah, any questions on the sectors?
No, sounds good.
So in terms of stocks, I think like let me pull up my screen here. Download report. Okay. So let's see how many of these are in uptrend right now. I'm curious because a lot of them, I know the chip area got really hammered this week, but let's see. I'm just curious how many in uptrend right now. So out of this list, 191 out of 471. That's still not bad. It's not half, but it's not like like I said, it's not like devastating, right? So, but the area that could hit hard, I know it's definitely the chip this week. Got hit hard. And let me just color code this for now, so I can easily distinguish them. So now we know which ones are an uptrend. So you can see health at the top. Look at all this health, right? I mean the biotech. So, but I just want to see if there's any. So all these are more small caps. But let's see. The bigger caps probably is, you know, way down, but they're probably moving up. Let me see. Retail. So you see, Miniso is in the downtrend still. Let me see. So, yeah, see, it's just having a hard time right now with the 10-day, and now it's you know it's below the 50-day. But it got tested here pretty strong, and this is a stock I keep getting like knocked out. So yeah, it's not fun, that's for sure. So that one is having a hard time. Like it's still in a downtrend. Let me see. What else do we have here? Inta. Okay, so Inta. That's the computer financial group. Okay, pretty strong bounce on Friday. Thursday, it look touch 10-day, close at the top. So strong sign here still. Like this is still a strong stock. Yeah. NVDA, we already talked about. So how come this still say downtrend? Why is that? Let me see. Let me close this guy. Is there any stock you want to look at?
Yeah, SMCI and ANET.
Okay.
SMCI was a big breakdown.
Yeah. So NVIDIA, oh yeah, it's still below 10 days. So we'll have to see, like say, if Monday bounce back above that 10 day, I say, you know, then we have that's the thing. A lot of chip stocks are moving together, which is a good thing. Okay. With that being said, some are moving more strongly downward this week, and then some are kind of holding stronger this week. For example, Rambus, right?
Yeah, Rambus was good.
Yeah, see, it holds above 10 day, right? So we kind of look at this relatively, right? NVIDIA is below 10 day. Rambus is above 10 day. It's holding strong. But I don't like Friday's bounce. Again, but it's still holding stronger, right? So we'll see. Let me see. So we have ALGM here. And we have, let me see what else we have. I'm looking at the tech guys. So remember we talked LSCC, SMCI, and where is ANET? ANET. Okay, let me just search for it. Get down here, right? So those are the, you know. Okay, let me just filter by technology. It'll be easier to read. There you go. There you go. Okay, so yeah, let's look at the ones at the top. Let's see how the chart looks like. LGM. Okay, so see, this has fallen 10, 21. Now it's at 50 day, right? So this is so the 50 day, you know, has come to the stock price of the stock now. So I don't know if it will touch, but you know, it probably will. Like you see, the Friday it just didn't bounce, right? Like the week it's really strong weak, right? Still, it didn't like try to make a new high, or than the previous day. So this is still weak. This is downtrend. LSCC, I think all the chip stocks are hit pretty hard this week. Yeah, see again this one below 21 now. So 50 days still a little bit further away. So this looks slightly better. But again, it's now on a downtrend. Okay, so SMCI, we already talked about Rambus. So SMCI. So this guy is at, again, 50 day right here, below 21. You know, last time it didn't touch 50 day. It came close to it. This time, not that close. We'll see what happens. But like I said, they all move in sync, right? You know, it's just a matter of magnitude. Yeah. I would say you can see most of them are not even near 50 day, which is a good thing. You know. And then we have ANET. The volume was high though, right? Like, well, Friday for SMCI they got downgraded, so that's why. But let me check ANET. So the volume is okay, it's slightly near average. Okay, so this one looks the best. Like it's at 21 day, right? And look at 50 days right here. So this one is the you know the furthest away from the 50 day. So this one correct probably the least out of those guys. Yeah. So there's that. But they're all in the downtrend mode because they're all below 10 day and 21 day. So yeah. But if let's look at a weekly chart, because sometimes weekly chart you can see better. Well, it's hard to compare this because like it's missing a day of volume. But that looks like the volume is not too heavy, right? Like even if you miss one day. So that's a good sign. And then you have to also understand, right? This stock has gone up, what, 1, 2, 3, 4 weeks in a row. right? And now it's just kind of digesting those gains. So you know, this one big week, that's the how do you say, the test, which is kind of near the buy point. So hopefully it never come test that. It might test the 50-day, but like I said, this is the furthest away from the 50-day. So if we go back to SMCI, this one always tests 50-day. Look, test here. You know, now it's testing it. Like on the weekly chart, it looks more close, but on the daily chart, it's not as close. It didn't touch it, right? But on the weekly chart, it almost feels like it did touch it. So we'll see. It did close at the bottom of the range. So like if someone wants to buy, because Friday was a downgrade day. Usually, some people, even if institutions want to buy, they'll wait a day or two. So we'll see how it performs Monday or Tuesday, whether someone will come in and buy it. But yeah, but he has found support many times before, so we'll see. Yeah, STM, that's another one, and Pi. I don't own this too, but let's just take a quick look. So this one's more flat, and then STM. Okay, this one did break out a week ago. It's giving back quite a bit. So, riding the 50-day right now. Go back to SMCI for a second. Yeah, so yeah, this one, it goes up, comes back 50-day, goes up, come back 50-day. So this guy also ride the 50-day, right? So, yeah. The rest I don't really follow as much, but I know like PDFS is doing pretty well. ASML2. So PDFS, look at the chart, it's like really strong. It's like, look at that slope. I can't remember why not on this. Oops. See the earnings here. That is pretty strong, 61%. So yeah, I think I missed the buy point. I think this one. Yeah, because this was probably right here. Okay, I was trading short term at that time. It wasn't in my long term radar. But this is starting to pull back a little bit. Look at it. It didn't even touch the 21-day. Like, that's pretty good. So yeah, this guy might be good to put on the watch list. ASML, this is also chip stock related. Yeah, this one also pulling back. So this one looks pretty good. It's at the 10-day right now. Building a nice small base. So again, this is pretty much it. You see, all these stocks are setting up, right? Most of them, anyway, not all of them, but some like SMCI already broke out. But these guys are setting up for stage 2. You see. So I would be like, if it succeeds, then like I say, I'll be really bullish if this guy is starting to break out, because that will signify in general the bull market trends here. So that one looks pretty good too. Yeah. So this one's in medical HIMS. So yeah. Any other stock you paying attention to? This is okay.
Yeah, I think that is it.
Daddy. Let me check out other sectors. So yeah. So break is oil. So these guys have been flying, right? Coming back so far. So let's see. If you go, that's the weekly chart. Okay, these are very volatile. So this, look at this pullback. We'll see if we can hold. But the slope is still pretty strong. Yeah, I don't really know where the energy oil price is going. That's one area I'm very confused about. But it is summer season coming, so I don't know if so. But if there's a recession coming, then it's not going to be good either. So, yeah. Let me go back here. Oh, ELF. Yeah, ELF. Let's talk about ELF. ELF, it's really strong. Like, you see, like we have to kind of think about relatively, right? We know the chip stocks are mostly below 21 day, and some of them even come close to 50 day. But ELF, it pulled back, but look at how strong this is. It's just holding at the 10 day. Like that's and if you look at this chart, it's trading very tight, right? Like there's not much volatile swings. I really like this stock, like and then you can see the volume. Look at this volume, like all below average, right? All the selling days, and then you see all this blue bar sticking up like a sore thumb. Like people are accumulating this stock. Look at this weekly chart. It's insane. It's like this slope is like 45-degree angle, right? So yeah, I'm trying. I definitely need to add more shares in this guy. Like, but and then we have what was the other one now? I keep forgetting the name. Aeon, right? Aeon, Unknown, yeah, Unknown. So this guy, it's funny. So many. See, this is the thing. When everyone follows it, it never works, right? So this is what they call like almost like a. There's a couple of names for it. There's a high flag tag, which looks like this, right? So it looks like a pole and a flag, and then it breaks out, right? So what happened here was, it did break out, but then it fell apart. Okay, so this is what happened, right? So here's the flag. It did break out, and then it fell apart. Okay, too many people follow this, so it was a bull trap basically, right? That's what it became. So now it fell below 10. Now it didn't hit 21, and it rebound almost near 10 now, as the 10 is coming down. So we'll see. It looks pretty strong still technically. I'm surprised it didn't want to come down to 21. So yeah, this is a stock that a lot of growth stock. This is a lot of growth stock. People follow this. So, but a lot of people got burned. So, but it's worth monitoring because Jim Ropel has a lot of shares in this stock, and he said that everywhere he goes, he's starting to see a whole section dedicated to Onan's brand. So that means the sales is going to explode, is what he's trying to say. So if stores are starting to dedicate a whole section just for their shoes and stuff and clothing, like their sales are going to explode. So that's why he bought a lot of shares in this stock. So yeah, so something to watch. TGLS industrial. It's funny because like Dow has been leading this whole week, and this stock has been this is one of the to me this is one of the strongest stock in industrial because you see this is stage 1, and this is one of the early ones that broke out. Like look at this. This is like January of this year, and it already broke out, right? But it wasn't moving much at the beginning of this year. That was the weird part because the Dow was lagging, if you remember. Nasdaq was leading, and then now Dow is starting to lead again, and this stock's starting to make new highs. You see, right? But it is volatile though. Like this is weekly chart. You go to daily chart. You do see like one big day swing here, another big day swing here, and now it's pulling back to 10 and 21 day. But overall, like if you look at the big picture, it's a very strong stock. RS line is like 98, right? It's really strong. So this is already in stage 2 uptrend, which is a good stock to hold for long. you know. So that's Win again. Win is a turnaround story, still doing well, I believe. You know, there's a pullback here, but it's a turnaround story. OI is same as Rig, same industry. This is Chinese stock. Exxon Securities. This name interesting. It keep popping up. Like, this is a security stock, right? The security company, like physical security. So, yeah, like this is the big volume day. A lot of people bought here. It's holding up really tight, like 5 weeks now, and then it make new high like last week. This week it pulls back. So many growth stock pull back this week, right? So, but this one, look, same thing like ELF, right? Holding so tight around the 10-day, really far from 50-day, right? So really, you know, good action, good action. I don't own this, but it's probably worth looking at. Let me see. Anything else here that's worth taking a look? Aeon, really similar to TGLS in the building products. That's another thing. Like, you know, it's funny how some of these names, like, I mean, they're not big caps, so you know, probably like 4.9 billion. So probably they can grow, even if the economy not the strongest. Maybe they have new products or something. But yeah, look at this earnings, right? Like 75, 87% sales growth. That's pretty strong. So this is also very clear now. This is in stage 2 uptrend now, right? So we have this stage 1, you know, broke out right here. Volume massive, see? Super high volume. So the long-term holders are holding it for long-term now, right? That volume came in. Yeah, stage 2. This one is pretty good. I'm pretty sure I own this. Let me see. OR we talk about First Solar. Interesting. First Solar is still here. Let me take a look. I haven't looked at it. No. Yeah, it's still holding really tight. Look at this. You know, this is a stock that, like, you see, it make that 1 week jump. It reminds me of SMCI, right? When it jumps really fast, and then it kind of goes sideways for like many weeks. So that's what this do too, right? If I go back, like, look at this, it jump, and then it goes sideways for many weeks. So if we go to SMCI, similar, not exactly. I think SMCI, you know, a little bit longer, like 2-3 weeks. You know, this one's only 1 week, but it was a big week. But we have this big, I don't like this reversal, right? So I think 50-day will be a very important line right here. If it does undercut, it will shake out a lot of people, like especially this handle low right here. I think my stop is right there. So we'll see. Anyhow, let me see what else. XPOF. Okay, XPOF. I own the stock, and it has a big down day. Like, look, it closed near the middle of the range, but it had a really nasty day on Thursday. You know, I was shaken out. I had to buy it back. So, yeah, but I like this stock. We talk about this fitness, like expanding really fast, and it's turnaround story as well. And you can see this slope is really strong, and it's already make new high, you know. So this is an IPO stock. Not many people know about yet. I think it has lots of potential, but it is a little bit volatile. So again, all small caps are volatile. 4, yeah, 4. I like 4. I find that not many people. I mean, IBD7 talk about it, but not enough people talk about it for sure. Like, it's growing pretty fast. I think 5 billion. It is very choppy though. Like, you can see, like, you know, There's lots of red bars, but yeah, but the numbers, the fundamentals are strong. Booking also another child stock. I want to get into booking. Let me see. Did they pull back this week? Yeah, they did pull back a little bit. I traded this stock a few times and I make money off it. But now I want to consider it for longer term. So yeah, so it pulled back nicely. Look, bounce off 21. Yeah, see, I set my buy point. So if it bounces, I'll probably take a longer term position. I feel like this stock, moves pretty nice, and it has this big pullback. It's been tested now. Second pullback been tested. Look, higher lows, higher lows, higher lows, right? Perfect. This is a definition of an uptrend, and we are, this is, you see, it's very volatile before, but now it's a little bit more stable. It couldn't build a base. Look at this. On this uptrend, it hasn't built a base yet. Like, not even a. This is pretty close. 1, 2, 3, almost 4 weeks. Usually, like, I really don't consider a base until it's at least 5 weeks, right? So it never gives a chance to even digest. It just keeps going up and up and up and up. So I like it. And NVO health stock. This is doing really well. Melly. Okay, so this is another retail consumer discretionary. Also travel, right? So, oh no, not travel. This is the almost like the Amazon, right? This is like Amazon. Yeah, you see this black line right here? That's like a really heavy resistant line based on previous trading, and it has now, it's trying to pull back to it now. You can see, but look at this volume. Even if you don't include, even if you miss Friday, the volume is still low. I really like this stock. Yeah, nice pattern. Bounce on Friday. That's exactly what you can see. So we need to see a follow through on Monday. I think Monday will be very key, where most of these growth stocks are heading, because they all been pulling back last week, and we need this bounce, right? We need this bounce. So we'll see how it reacts on Monday. Raise, pen, wing is very disappointing, I feel. It's not moving, So I give it many chances, but it hasn't, it's building a base. You can tell it's trying to build a base now. If you look at weekly chart, you can see, but it's not a very nice base, It's not a very nice base. It's not like a cup-shaped type base. So yeah, I think I might give up on this guy. ACGL. Okay, no one talks about this, but I know it come on my screen. Let's see. Yeah, so we have this nice uptrend, and then we have these 2 big wicks. This is insurance, and now it's bouncing back. This 2 weeks volumes do bother me, It's so strong, but it is bouncing back. Earnings are starting to turn. Yeah, I don't know. I don't think it's the best group. Best group, but I don't see anything stands up. There's more healthcare stocks here. I think healthcare stocks, could be a leader in the next month or 2. It is right now, so we'll see. Beside the chip stocks. Yeah, I think I want to stick to the top 100. ISRG is another health stock. Let's see this guy, because this guy has been leader in many cycles. It's robotics, right, in the health sector. So you see, this is and then we have this, and then we have this staging, and then now it's the first base. So it's still very deep base, but it is building a handle right now. So it could start at stage 2, and that will be bullish. Yeah, look at this handle. It's very nice handle. Very tight. I don't know, set a buy point here. But earnings season is coming up, so 12 days. So 258. Yeah, so ISRG is one of those stocks I find. It has a very strong record in the past. Every time it runs. So, and now it's showing up again. CPRX we already talked about. Yeah, but there's so many stocks, right? I don't know. There's just so many. Like, that's another thing. I noticed there's so many stocks that are doing well. And you know, I think last week was like about 250, more than half was uptrend. But this week, like you know, a lot of chip stocks are now in downtrend. So it dropped back down, but it wasn't like I say, it wasn't dropping a lot. You know, I was like expecting below 100 again, but no, it's like, so a lot of stocks are holding up above the 10-day moving average. So that's a good sign. To me, the bull market can run. Like, I feel like it can run. But right now, the chip sector has gone up a lot, so that's why they're pulling back. I hope it doesn't turn into a correction. But right now, it's just sitting tightly, right, on the 50-day. So we'll see. Like, it has been finding support for 3 months now, right, at the 50-day. So we will see if this continues, right? Right. Worst case scenario is it will break that and didn't come back right away, and then it'll form a bigger base. But we'll see. So earnings season coming up. Banks. Let's look at banks, because this week I don't know if you follow some of the analysts on CNBC. Every single analyst are buying banks.
Buying banks?
Yeah, every single one. Every single one is buying banks. So they're like, you know, pretty low price right now, right? And so Friday, I think at least 4 big banks are reporting. And so this is regional banks. So the regional banks are at the low. If you look at KBE, I think it's also near the low, but it's slightly higher. There you go. So, you know, yeah, if you look at, I don't know, doesn't matter which one. JP Morgan, see, right? They're all near their lows right now, but some of them only correct, like this guy only correct 11%. That's pretty good, right? That's pretty good. Goldman Sachs, 17%, right? That's not bad. Okay. Morgan Stanley, 16%, right? Right. Yeah, Bank of America. Let's see. This one probably correct more because this not a very strong bank. 30%. Okay. So if we go to the group, what is the group here? Shit. Oh no. Oh yeah, I have to click on the group first. Sector. View stocks. And oh yeah, so this is sorry, how did I go to the group? Click on this guy. Nope. It's been a while I do this. Funds, sector. Oh, this is real stocks. Oh, real stocks and industry. There you go. Nope. Well, it does show here. And then you can sort by. Yeah, there was another screen here before. I don't know where it went. Anyhow. But yeah, you can see here UBS. These are based on relative strength. So probably better to look at this. UBS. Look at UBS. Wow. Look at this. Only 6% from high. That's pretty good. Yeah. We already look at JP Morgan. Douchebag. Let's see what that is. This one dropped a lot. But yeah, slowly coming back. Yeah, HSBC. Probably also weak. Oh, 11%. Wow. Yeah, it's not bad. So yeah, banks, you know, especially the large banks, their chart looks pretty good. You know, only down usually 10-15%. Yeah, so a lot of analysts buying banks, and everyone's betting on, you know, most of them will do well, right? So because lots of the customers from smaller banks move to the bigger banks, so they expect they're gonna get more deposits. You know, yeah. So I don't know. We'll see. It's gonna be interesting. Like, this is the one sector I think, like, if it move up, I will see a strong bull market. I feel like this is the one area that hasn't moved. So we have seen, like I said, energy move. We have seen health move this last week. We see tech and consumer discretionary pull back a little bit. More so on the tech side, it pulled more. Com service are doing well. Industrial are doing okay. And the one sector is financial. That's it. If financial moves, I think we will have a pretty decent bull market going forward. So let's see. Patience is the key, I think, right now. I just want to see if there's anything worth looking at. Some of the trader stuff I look at. 2 quarters. This one is interesting, I think. This one is by, well, FundStrat is the one who comment on it, but tweet, I don't know who made the original tweet. So here it says here, S&P 500 has 2 consecutive quarterly gains, right? And over the past 50 years, they have never seen a bear market. So, so you know, basically we have October quarter to December quarter positive, and we have January to March positive. So 2 consecutive quarter positive. It has never seen a bear market in 50 years. The only time I think someone mentioned was in like around 47 to 49, that time frame. And it basically, yeah, I don't know if I talked to you about this. I don't remember who the person was who mentioned it. They say like between the 46 to 50, 1946 to 1950, the time frame very much related to this last couple of years, and because of high inflation, they had huge inflation after the war, and then what happened was the market like kind of make this bear, you know, 20% correction or more, and then it bounced back. It bounced back just like right now it's bouncing back, but then it make a new low after. And that was back in, like I said, between 40, I don't know exactly which year, but between 47, 49. And so that was the only time where, you know, it turned bullish and then it actually went back down. So, so what he was saying is basically, during that time frame, what happened is we have this, you know, let me just try to draw this. So we have this downturn, and then we come back all the way up, and then we actually went back below this low, right? In a few years time frame. So is this gonna happen this time? I don't know. It's possible, but that was the only time where it happened, where, you know, it made a new high and then came back down within a very short time, like within 2 years. So, but this stat is pretty strong, right? So it has never, you know, fell. Let's see. Yeah, so Onan also downgraded this week. That's why it oh yeah, that's what happened. Now you see, that's the thing, right? You know, SMCI got downgraded, Onan got downgraded. This is why it broke this day. It was like a 8% drop, which is, to me, no. So what was it? 9%? Yeah, 9%, almost 10%. That's actually not bad, right? Consider this stock has already gained 30%, like that, you know, 38% from here. So it's not. I mean, it's bad, but it's not like half of its gains gone, you know. So, market will see strongest. Oh yeah, so we are in seasonally the strongest month in the whole election cycle. So our 4 years, this April is the strongest, right? So I don't know if there's a chart here. I don't think there's a chart, but yeah. So but anyhow, that's what this is actually by Tom Lee Fund Strat. So anyhow, whether that will happen, I don't know. Yeah, I think this is the same one. Oh, this one, Q1 greater than 7%. This one is interesting. This one, okay, let me show. I think there's a chart on this one. Again, I don't know how accurate this is, but from Ryan Dedrick. So they go back history and they study whenever the first quarter has a gain more than 7%, the years always end up positive. So that's number one. Number two thing I notice is like usually is more, right? So you see 12% it go on to make 23%. So it means another 10%. Here another 8%. This one only 1%. This one another 10%. So most of the time it goes on to make like more, right? Except this one time. This is the only time where it make money in the first quarter and then eventually drop down to only 2%. So which means it actually went negative to the rest of the year. But most of the years they were more positive. And you can see the last two times here, 2013, 10 to 29, 2019, 13 to 28. So, and right now we are at 7%, and which is kind of the lowest out of this. I think he just used 7% because that's what it gained. And so obviously, this is just a stat. What's this one? Stats performance.
Is it seasonality?
Yeah, so from 1928, so this is yearly base, right? So 1928 to now, S&P 500 was up on average 1.4% in April, right? So this is the second strongest month. The first strongest month is July, which I would never think. But July is number one. April is number two. Number three is December, and then number four is January, right? So this week, like I said, if we look at S&P, it barely moved, right? And this is the first week of April. So yeah, so minus 0.1%. This week, like pretty much April so far, is minus 0.1%. So if we follow that trend, it won't gain much. Like I don't think a lot, but maybe you will see. It's hard to say. Yeah, I think that's it. That's it for that.